I want to give you a quick reality here. This is a quick reality, is a quick, hard, fast truth. I notice a lot of you are having problems with the world around you. Well, let me solve those problems for you right now by telling you this one truth. So I hope you're sitting down because I'm being 100% serious. Okay, here we go. The world does not care about you. The world could give a damn less about you and yours. The world only cares about itself. And in a way, this is how it's supposed to be. See, your neighbor is not supposed to care about you. Your neighbor is supposed to take care of their family. You see, the world is not supposed to come to your doorstep asking you how it can help you. No, the world is supposed to go to its own doorstep. And this is actually biblical. There's a saying in the Bible, lock your door at night, stay home with your own family. Do not be caught over at your neighbor's house too often. Don't be a nuisance to your neighbor. Now, if your neighbor needs help and you can help a little bit, but in reality, if your neighbor is not willing to help themselves, you can't help them. If your neighbor says, hey, I noticed you painted your house. I was wondering if you could paint mine too. While I just sit in here and watch TV and drink beer. Well, you'd say, no, I'm not going to paint your house. You see, the truth is, if you don't get up and do it, whatever it is to you, whatever you want to do, if you don't get up and get a job, and you don't get up and start saving money, and you don't get up and buy healthy foods, and you don't get up and start taking your family on summer vacations, and you don't start teaching your kids something else besides what they're teaching them in schools today, if you don't read the Bible out loud to your kids, if you don't tell your kids the way it is, see, here's the hard truth. The world doesn't care about you, and it shouldn't care about you. You are supposed to care about you. Let me ask you a hard question. I told you this was a very hard truth for you to swallow. If you do not care enough about yourself to get up and do it for you, why do you believe the world should do what you're not willing to do? See, that's the thing. You see, what does the world owe you? Why do you believe the world owes you something? Let me give you a good example of this. Let's say you're in Africa out there and the lions are chasing down a gazelle. You're the gazelle, the lions are the world. Do you think the gazelle turns around and says, hey, to the lions, you owe me something, man. You owe me. No, no, no. The lions will say, oh, that sounds great. Come over here. Let's talk about it in the bushes. And then they'll rip the gazelle in half and eat it. And that is very close to what humans really do to each other. If you're unwilling to lock your door at night, then don't be surprised when people come in and rob everything you have and people, take your wife and kids away. If you're not willing to stand up and protect your marriage, don't be surprised if your wife runs off with some man. Or you're not willing to force your kids to stay home at night and watch what they're doing. And how many little 14-year-olds do we see running the streets in the middle of the summer every summer, and their parents, they don't even care. And then when something happens to their kid, the parents are shocked. Well, you shouldn't be shocked, because here's the bottom line. The world doesn't care about you. And the sooner you realize that, the better. If you're sitting around waiting for the world to come and give you something, you have just been swallowing the big fat lie. No one in this world is going to come and give you anything. You might be on government welfare today, but that's a crappy system too. Is that all you ever want, is to sit around and do nothing for the rest of your life and just get that $700 a month? Oh man, that's not, see, you're never going to get anywhere. So here's the hard truth. The world does not care about you. The world does not care about me. The world could care less whether you're successful or whether you're a failure. And that is the best way to end this video. The world does not care whether you succeed or whether you fail. Doesn't matter. They don't give a damn. Man, I've learned this hard truth. I'm 55 years old. I learned a long time ago. Well, I'm lucky enough that my dad taught me this when I was about 12 years old. And I've seen it. I see men thinking the world cares and the world owes them something, and they're waiting for the world to give them that one big opportunity. And they waste their whole lives in laziness just waiting. I know people, a lot of young men today, drive around. They're so full of pride. Oh, they're special. Oh, the world owes them some. Everywhere they go, they're special. Oh, look at me. I'm taking a selfie. Oh, I'm making a video. I'm so special. The truth is, the world doesn't care what you're doing. This is all just in your head. It's just all a fantasy you have made up in your own head about your own life. But you're always shocked when something bad happens to you. And you're always shocked at how cold-hearted the world is. But let me finish. The world doesn't care. If you don't get up and do it for yourself, you're the only one that can. You have to do the hard work. You have to dig deep. You have to make the decisions. You have to make the strategy. You have to write down the plan. You have to seek out the experts to help you. You're the one that has to finish the schooling. You're the one that has to work harder to get the promotion at the job, the assistant manager, and then maybe the manager. You're the one that has to be the store manager to make that extra $10,000 a year. You're the one that has to get a second job to feed your family. Because here's the bottom line. The world does not care. The world is a cold, heartless place when it comes down to it. The world does not care if you succeed or you fail. Either way. See, that's what I'm saying. The world doesn't care so much, it doesn't even notice you. It doesn't even notice whether you're successful or failing. Nobody even is really noticing or paying attention to it. Now that is a cold, hard, cold fact. It's not very nice, it's not very pleasant, but it is the truth. And the sooner you figure it out, that it all depends on you. It actually all depends on you. It depends on what you do every day to succeed. Is the only way you're going to succeed.